Today I was getting my luggage ready. My wife and I are flying to Colorado in a couple of days. I plan on taking my Glock 29 10mm with me and thought it'd be a great time to put up a quick video on how to fly or how I fly with firearms. So a lot of people, I think, have this misconception that flying with guns is really hard, or you have to have some certain special permit, or whatever. I've heard all kinds of random stuff, excuses on why you're not going to take your rifle or your pistol with you wherever you're going, and it's really not that bad. So the first thing I always do, and this is something that stays in my suitcase whether I've got a pistol in it or not, I went to the TSA's website. They actually have a full section. You can print this out just on transporting firearms and ammunition. It's 3 pages long. It goes through their guidelines completely. By printing it out and having it in your suitcase, you've always got them on hand. If you ever run into anybody that, at a baggage check or whatever, that might try to argue or say you can't do something, you have the rules right here. I keep it right here in this pocket. So now let's go about how I pack my firearm. I have hard-sided plastic case. Doesn't even have a name brand on this. I picked it up at a local farm store for like $12. But the key to this, it obviously buckles down, but it has 2 places to put your locks. But I like having the 2 locks because I can attach one and keep it tethered to my bag, and then obviously the other one's separate. So this particular case, and I use this strictly with my Glock 29 SF. I carry the 2 boxes of ammo. These are 10-round mags. These are 20-round boxes. Obviously, 1 box is going to fill those 2 mags. That leaves me with an extra box if for whatever reason I decide to go shooting. If I have to use it for whatever reason, I can refill a mag and I'm not down on ammo. That's how everything fits in there for me. That's 2 boxes of ammo, 2 empty mags, and my Glock 29 SF. I like to run a chamber flag. Obviously, if I'm asked to open that case, which I never have been, but if I'm ever asked to open that case, you can open that case up, you can see immediately there's not a round in that chamber. That's gonna let everybody be a little calmer. You're not gonna have somebody kind of standing over you hoping you're not gonna shoot them. But you open your case, chamber flag in there, slides open, you're good to go there. I also like to run a trigger lock. I like having those on there. TSA will run your gear through a metal detector. That metal detector is going to pick up that this slide is open. It's going to pick up that there's a trigger lock on it, and it's going to pick up that there's no ammo stacked in these. Now they're going to be able to see 20 rounds per box, sitting there nice and neat, but this is a legal way to carry it. The gun is unloaded, chamber's open, mags are empty. So how I like to pack this, just before I get to the airport, I will actually pull over somewhere, gas station, side road. I don't ever do it on airport property, just for peace of mind and to save any headaches. And I will get out, I'll make sure my mags are unloaded. I'll make sure my gun's unloaded. I'll go through those steps, put that stuff in. And I have a cable, I don't know if you can see this. I have a small cable that is looped around the aluminum internal frame of my suitcase. So I will actually take this case, put it in my suitcase, and I will lock it to that cable. Now this case is tethered to this suitcase. So obviously I have one lock on there that's locking that to the cable, so they can't leave my suitcase. The other lock will go on that side. Per regulations, you can't have your keys in your suitcase. Your keys have to remain on your person. I will take 2 of the keys, 1 for each lock, and I'll have them in my pocket. I also have a backup set of keys in my wife's purse. The same as checking any bag anytime. You will ride up to the bag check. I like to say it really quiet. I don't yell out that I have a firearm, but you do have to declare that you have a firearm. You're not the first person to come through there with a firearm. I know a lot of people are nervous, and that's the most nerve-wracking part, is just telling somebody that you have that firearm, but they see it all the time. So basically you declare that you have a firearm. The person working the bag check will fill this out, based on your ticket information. It'll have your name. There's a PNR number on this one. I'm not entirely sure what that is. It's something that the airline creates and basically attaches to this bag or to this case. It'll have your street address, city, state, zip code, phone number. It'll have where you're flying from, where you're going to. This one, for example, is coming from Denver, going to Indianapolis. It'll have your flight number, and it'll have the date. If for whatever reason something's wrong, either A, they will call you over the intercom to come to the TSA firearm area, wherever that may be, or since you're already right there, they just ask you to step over, they'll ask you to open your case, they'll inspect your stuff. This bag will wheel right on out on that carousel. I'll grab it and I'll wheel it right out of the airport. Having this firearm with you is just gonna make you a little bit safer. It's gonna give you a little more peace of mind. Overall, it's gonna make a little more pleasant trip in my mind. So it's not that bad. It's pretty easy to do. Hopefully you guys can take something from this and feel a little more comfortable and are willing to fly with your firearms.